Hey guys, we are back in the workshop and today I've got a pretty cool project for you. And you might ask which kind of project I have for you. And I have collaborated with Martin Huber, which is this guy right here. And he is a pretty cool chap. And we thought about a really cool project which we are going to do today. So for the collaboration, we are going to forge for each other one of our knives, and then we are going to ship those blanks to each other, and then we are going to finish them in our style. So I want to forge him one of my Wolverines, which is a kind of newer design, and I've chosen 80 CRV2 right here in 5mm thick. It is a great forging steel and a great knife steel. So let's light the forge because it's pretty cold in here, and let's get forging.
So I really do enjoy rewatching all my forging footage. It's just super satisfying how the steel just moves into shape and that scale pops off and those really nice glowing colors. And let me know down below in the comments what is your most satisfying thing to watch in this video.
Alright guys, so I'm just forging on the tip and you can see that shape here, and we call that a fish mouth, and I want to get rid of that. So I'm going to forge that tip over until it will break off. You can see here there's a chunk from the anvil and that will forge down, and then I can just nick it off, and later in the grinding session I can refine that shape.
So here I'm just now trying to straighten out the knife as much as possible so I don't have to bend it or anything, and keep that knife nice and straight.
The knife is now roughly forged, and now I'm going to move to my belt grinder to finish up that profile.
So as a knife maker, a high-powered belt grinder is really important, and it has to be versatile, and those Clerix grinders are super nice. I can put on so many attachments, and also I can just flip them around and have a horizontal grinder as well, and I really do enjoy working with them.
The knife is now ready to be shipped, and let's see what Martin does with it. And the package has arrived from Martin, and I'm pretty excited what is actually in there. I don't have a clue, so let's open it up. A letter, which is nice. We'll read that in a second. Of course, some stickers, so they're pretty based. And the most important thing, wow, that's pretty dope. So I will just get that out for you.
Dear Chris, with lots of love I send you this beautiful gourmet blade. It's our big Jaeger series design with a core steel of 80 CRV2, pure nickel inlay and a O2 cladding. May the knife gods be with you in love. Martin. PS, subscribe to my channel.
So the knife is really amazing, and it already feels amazing in the hand with that slight swoop up here where you can put your thumb. It's just perfect, and that Sanmai core with that 80 CRV is really amazing. I'm really looking forward to finishing up this knife. So we have to do a lot of things to that knife to get it done. So let's get started. So before I'm going to start working on the bevel of the knife, I just want to flatten out this section here because there's some forged scales on it, and I just want to remove that with my disc grinder. The disc grinder helps me to get everything nice and flat so we don't have any gaps later when I'm going to glue up the handles. And also before the heat treatment, I'm going to lay out the holes for the pins that go later into the handle, because I have to do that before heat treatment, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to drill through that steel. So I have now blue die-camed the whole blade because I'm now ready to grind the bevels into the knife. But of course I'm not going to take them to their final dimensions. I'm just going to make a preheat treatment grind and leave everything a little bit thicker. And the first step is going to be, I'm going to do this false edge, and then after that I'm going to grind in roughly the main bevel, and then I can heat treat it.
So most of the times when I'm working, I listen to audiobooks or podcasts, and recently I was invited to the 63 HRC podcast, and if you're interested in checking it out, I have a link in the description for you.
The heat treating kiln is now ready and hot, and I can now heat treat this knife. So the knife is now finally hardened and tempered, and I have to now finalize the grind on this knife, and after that I can put on the handle, and I really want to reveal that pad. I'm really looking forward to it. So let's stop talking, hit the energy and start grinding.
This is also really nice after the heat treat when you're working with that knife, and you can slowly see how that Sanmai, that nickel liner in that steel slowly pops out, and you can see what you're doing, and you're just waiting to etch that knife and see the final result. That's really nice when you're working with steels like that.
So now the fun part begins, and every knife maker loves that process, and it is called hand sanding. It takes a lot of time, but the effort is worth it in the end when we are going to etch that blade. So I'm just hand sanding away on this switch, and I always ask me, like, to those guys who hand sand basically every knife, are you well? Do you need help? Because this stuff is just the worst. I hate it. Like, the people in the community know me for sandblasting, and that's just my creed. Anyways, I started blasting. I hate hand sanding, but I'm already at 500 grit on this side here. So I can now go to 600 grit. So I'm done now with the hand sanding. It was actually quite alright. I feared worse, but it didn't came to that. And I'm pretty happy with the finish now. Later on I will refine that finish just a little bit more, but I now want to work on the handle, and in case I scratch something up, it is not too worse and I don't have the final finish on this blade. So I will now wrap it up in some tape, some electrical tape, to protect the hand sanded finish, and then I can start working on fitting up the handle to this knife. So the glue is now dry and I can start working on the handle, and this time no rock pattern. I thought I just want to do a little bit different handle, maybe try something out, but you will see it in the end how it turns out.
You can see again how important a really good belt grinder is. I'm using the flat platen, I'm using the small wheel attachment, I'm using it in the vertical mode and also in the horizontal mode, and it's just so nice to have one grinder that can do it all.
So I am now done with the rough shaping of the handle, and as you can see I have added no rock pattern and I have added much more contours to the handle, and I think that suits that knife really well because we have just a 4mm stock, so I wanted to make a little bit wider handle. And on the Bowie, maybe you have seen that video, I have just added contours on the top, but now I also wanted to try it on the bottom of the knife, and it feels already really amazing. And now I just have to clean up everything by hand. So a new package has arrived, and as you can hear already, there's some liquid in it, so let's see what is inside, because we will need that to etch that blade. And it is a gator piss. Don't ask me why they call it gator piss. I just have something in my head how they actually get gator piss, but talk maybe about that later. Alright guys, so the Jaeger from Martin Huber is done, and I'm pretty happy on how this knife turned out. Just that silver line going through it, also the slight silver line on the spine with that switch, really nice. And I'm also really happy with the handle, because normally, you know me, I love my rock pattern, but I thought it's a special project, so I want to make a special handle. And I tried something new out, which I kind of made before, but I also made it a little bit different this time as well. So if you have seen the Bowie video, I have made like a angled side up here, and then I smoothed down the bottom one. But now I have like all faceted, all on the knife. Really amazing, and it feels also great in the hand, especially because the blade is not a super thick blade, but the handle gives you enough to grip on, and it feels just amazing in your hand. If you want to see Martin's knife, what he did with my Wolverine knife, you can check out here his video on how he finished up my knife, and just hop over there, write some comment that he came over from me, and tell him that he's a great guy. And I really do enjoy working with Martin. He is a great chat, and I love him. He's a brother from another mother. He's always there for me if I need any help. And you guys should go over to his channel, hit that subscribe button on his channel and also on my channel, and write a comment for the algorithm god. Hit that like button, and we'll see us in the next one.